Thanks to EA for making this video possible. Hey guys, my name is Angelia. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not, welcome back. I want to do a quick little intro for this entire series that I've had in my head for a few weeks now. I've been really wanting to do a build series based off of the Taylor Swift albums, so I thought, what better way than to spin a wheel, perhaps. I was going to go in order based off of the albums, so go Debut, Fearless, Speak Now, etc. But, you know, it might be a little bit more fun to kind of go out of order and see what the universe brings to us by spinning a wheel. I'm excited and nervous. I know it's a little bit cliche, but like, I've grown up listening to Taylor. I'm a month older than her. When people haven't been there for me, her music kind of always has, so I freaking love her. I'm even wearing, you can't tell, but I'm wearing my Taylor Swift shirt. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel to see what kind of build we're going to do. Again, this is going to be based off of just the feeling of the album, the various songs, etc., the color palette of the CD case, of course. I'm old enough, I have CDs. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what our first build is going to end up being inspired by. So obviously we are going to do all of them. Oh, are we doing Folklore Evermore first? Oh, we got Evermore first. Okay, so Evermore is going to be what our first build is going to be inspired by. Obviously, these will all end up on the gallery. I won't be doing an intro for all of these videos, but you will see me spinning the wheel to see what our theme is going to be for that particular build. Obviously, it'll be in the title and everything too. So let's get on to the build. So this is future Angelia here in comparison to the intro, because obviously I'm recording this way later, but here we are in the actual build of this whole thing. I was super excited to get Evermore. Obviously I love all of her albums, but there's something fun about doing like a cottagey in the woods type of build. So my main inspiration for this was the Eras tour, because Scott and I went last March. We were like one of the first stops here in Vegas, and this was a month after we got married, mind you. And listen, the Eras tour rivals my wedding in terms of like the best date of my life. But anyway, so we went there and I loved the whole Willow thing with like the orbs and it looking like a forest at night and giving like this cool mystical feeling. So that is essentially what I was going for with this build. And I think I did a pretty darn good job. I was struggling here to make this freaking work because diagonals are really hard to actually build on. So you're gonna see me kind of struggling with placements and stuff because like the game doesn't automatically snap to certain spots, which is really annoying. But anyways, I had to build the entire house on a diagonal so the front stairs would face forward instead of having to be off to the side. Because when I was initially doing this, I did build it normally. And obviously the front piece that you're seeing right there, like where the stairs are in front of, right there, that's where the entrance is. And I wanted the door to line up with the stairs like that. And it wasn't doing that when I had it on a diagonal, because obviously you can't place stairs on a diagonal. So this is what we're working with. So yeah, it was a little bit frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, but I do think the build turned out really, really well, in my opinion. I was trying to figure out what kind of roofing I wanted to do right there. But yeah, I am very proud of this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't quite know if everything is playable. I have not really playtested it, aside from to take some screenshots and putting a family in there just to figure that out. But the house is cute. There's a lot of stuff on the lot, and by a lot of stuff, I mean there's a lot of plants. I wanted to give it this really foresty kind of a feeling and make it, again, with that mystical feeling, because all that kept coming to mind was that the set for Willow when she sings it at the concert. So that was the main inspiration for this entire thing, and I don't regret it because it came out beautiful. There's also, I put in a lot of willow trees. There's like 3 of them there because Willow. I tried to cover the house up with some plants for like ivy and all of that. Sorry, I was like in the middle of a yawn. It is past midnight here when I'm recording this. My husband's now working a crazy overnight schedule for the next few weeks, so I'm having to record after he goes to work, which is at midnight. But anyway, here I am trying to pick out a roof. I think I end up sticking with a darker tone, just because again I wanted to have this kind of mystical feeling to it, and I really liked that one. Now this roof trim does not stay. It stays for the entirety of me building this. I actually ended up changing it at the very end of the entire build. I was like, oh my god, I forgot to change the roofing trim. And then I remembered. But yeah, I'm so excited to actually get further into this. This is just like building the outside. This video is probably going to be pretty darn long. I did cut some things from it, if only because the essence of time. And normally if it's a big build, I'll split, like, let's do the outside together in one build, and then the next video we do the interior. But this I wanted to get done all at once for you guys, so that's what we did. I was basing this off of a cool picture that I found on the internet, of course, of like this little cottage. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning. But there was like this little witchy cottage that I found a picture of. It wasn't really a witchy cottage, but like it was very overgrown and it felt kind of magical to me. So that's what I was basing this off of, very loosely, but all the plant life and stuff and the shape of the front of the house is very, very similar to the picture. But I wound up falling in love with this. Again, I don't even know what I would use this for, but this is a build series, so these don't need to be a usable house or anything that I plan on putting in an LP or anything. But I'm still very, very proud of it. I'm excited to see what album we get next, for sure. I'm very intrigued to see what we get. I'm kind of hoping it's not folklore, if only because I feel like folklore and Evermore are going to be very similar things. And while I'm excited to do folklore, because that one I think I'm going to make it a little bit more like a fairy tale cottage instead of like this darker sort of mystical witchy cottage. But I want to do something different and then go back to that. You know what I mean? I don't want to do two of these right in a row where it's like a cottagey feel. So I'm hoping that one will be a little bit down the line. We did get some cool wallpaper from Love Struck that I think actually would look really good for like Reputation. Hint, hint, the snakeskin one I think would be freaking amazing. But anyway, here I am lifting it up. This is actually when I started finishing it today, because I legit just had the structure built and I hadn't touched it since we came back from California. So I was like, you know what, I really want to finish this. I want to get this done. I wound up not liking that walkway, by the way. Oh my gosh, I'm apparently like super tired. Before, when I was doing like the recordings in the morning, I'd be yawning because I just woke up, and now I'm yawning because I'm freaking exhausted because I've been up since about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so that's how my schedule is right now. So right here, I'm just plopping down some trees. Obviously, I had to put down some willow trees because you can't have, you know, a house based off of Evermore without a willow tree somewhere. Obviously, I love doing landscaping. I don't know what it is, but landscaping is like one of my favorite things to do. It's so tedious, and I get so frustrated to where I have to take several breaks because I'm like, my eyes are going buggy. All these plants freaking look the same right now. But I love doing it because I love seeing it all come together and creating this kind of mood that I was going for, where it's kind of like overgrown. It's like this little mysterious witchy cottage and all of that. I don't know. I had fun with it. Again, you're probably going to see a skip coming up here pretty darn soon where I stopped recording, I'm assuming, because there's a lot that I added into this build that I was like, you know what, I don't have the time to put this on here because, oh my god, I'm dying. Not actually, but I'm tired. But I didn't want to make the speed build like 3 hours freaking long because I have a lot of footage. Also, I realized later that these little pavers, they gave us like a full set without me having to individually do it. But I still individually freaking did it for some reason. I guess I didn't actually jump here. But I was trying to create like a walkway here, and I knew what I was looking for, and then I found those. So I end up using the pavers instead. I really like creating little pathways with the pavers. I don't know, I think it looks pretty and it feels very folklore and Evermore to me, so that's what we did. I wanted like little rocks to kind of divide up that spot. I don't know if the Sims can walk over those. I would really hope that they could, but they might have to go around. Maybe I'll shorten them up if like anyone actually wants to use this, or if you want to do it yourself, you can. Obviously, this build will be up on the gallery for you guys to download. Obviously, I keep saying that, but make sure to have move objects turned on. Also, I couldn't place rocks at the end of my driveway when I like shrunk it. The game just would not let me if they were shrunken down. Like I sized them down and it just kept disappearing into the ground. I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. It was a little frustrating, but we may do. It still looks okay though. And the final result, you don't really notice it that much. So again, I really wanted to place some stuff down there, but it wouldn't let me. But I love making little pathways with this. I think it's super fun. It's very tedious. This takes a while to do. That's why I'm spending so much time on it. But I like making them different size. Yep, there it goes. It just disappears. You're gonna see me like messing with it. You can kind of see that one, but then it's just gone. I was like, okay, maybe it's like a terrain issue. It wasn't. It was just gone. So I just kind of rearranged some other things to try to space it out. Adding some rocks just for some extra decor items here. Again, trying to make it look a little bit more realistic, like real planters and real houses. We have like decorative rocks and stuff, you know, so that's what I really wanted to go for. I wanted to use those rocks too, but I decided to put in some more overgrown grass. I know there's a piece of grass that I end up using a lot, which I think I've already placed down at least once, but I ended up using a lot because it takes up a lot of space and it does a lot of ground coverage, and it kind of had that overgrown look and feeling to it, so we end up using that one a lot. You're also eventually going to see a pond being added. Not a pond, it's almost like a little mini lake. I did that off camera because I don't really mess with that too much, and I was having some struggles getting that to work for me. But this all looked really, really pretty when I was doing it, so I was very pleased with that. You're going to see a lot of landscaping in this. I feel like I've already been rambling forever, and we're not even like halfway through this just yet. So I do apologize if you guys are gonna have to hear me out for a little bit longer. I promise I won't talk too much, but for some reason this item, I don't know why, but like whenever I clone it, it'll pick up the original one that I cloned instead of letting me pick up the new one. It's very bizarre, and I don't understand why it did that, but just Sims things probably. I love those trees, and I thought they worked really, really well because it kind of reminded me of the trees that were on the set during that part of the Eras tour. So I used them. They looked kind of, you know, mystical and fun. I always want to use like straight plants, but I can't. Like the straight bushes that can line a pathway is what I'm trying to say. But I guess I don't know. I like the overgrown messy look, so that's what we usually end up going with. Don't judge me. I like it. Looks like I am still doing landscaping. We do a lot of landscaping in this, by the way. And a lot of it I did do off camera, just so you guys wouldn't have to sit there and watch me try to figure it out for like 20 freaking years, because it took me a while to get all of it done. Because it's, again, there's a lot of space to fill out. I was looking at probably reference photos there. But yeah. Also, I think Scott was actually home during this. Again, it's really weird. So he works at midnight, and then he gets home at 8 in the morning. Like, he gets off at 8:30. So then he goes back to sleep, and then he's awake from like 1 until 4 and then back to sleep. So like we get like maybe 2 to 3 hours together now, and that's literally it. And it kind of blows, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me sad. I've cried about it already. I ranted about it on Twitter because I'm not used to it. We were long distance for a year, so like there we go. We pop some stuff here. There's obviously some overgrown stuff all around the house and everything. I wanted to add a seance table back here. But anyways, yeah, we were long distance for a year, so we haven't been apart since we closed the distance, like ever. Like we've never slept apart or anything. So it's very, very weird and kind of jarring, and it's like almost opening those wounds again. Like every time we go back to where he used to live before he moved here to be with me, I get that same anxious feeling that I got when we were long distance and we had to say goodbye. I still get that feeling. And it's very similar to the feeling I'm getting lately. But anyways, enough rambling about that. I really wanted to make like the outdoor area, like again, this really mystical, like hidden, mysterious thing. Because that's kind of what Evermore reminds me of a little bit more. And, you know, I don't know. I was, again, basing it mostly off of the Eras tour because Willow I love that. That was probably one of my favorite parts was Willow. Obviously, 1989 hits a special place in my heart because, you know, it's when I was born. I don't even know what we're going to do for that. Probably some sort of an apartment built. Yeah, see, I could not grab it. I don't understand. I'm trying to grab the other one, but it's just grabbing that one. I don't know what's going on. It's the weirdest freaking thing, but I digress. Here we are adding in some more plants because, you can never have enough plants. Scott makes fun of me for that too, because he's like, yeah, I'm just doing he'll be playing like Planet Zoo. He's like, I'm doing your Sims thing where I'm just adding plants. It's just like, do you have to judge me so openly for all my plants? But this one I feel like it's warranted because I want to make it very full and lush and have like a lot of greenery and stuff like that and make it look like a little witchy cottage, which I've said like 1,000 times, but that's okay. Adding in a little bit more rocks right through there is where like the little river is going to end up being, and it's so cool. I'm so proud of myself for it. It took me a little bit to do it, but very happy with the way it freaking turned out. And I loved adding all like the greenery around the outside of the house. Ugh. I added quite a bit to the back too, so don't worry. I just obviously haven't started adding windows or anything to the back of the house, so they're not quite there just yet, but they will be eventually added. And see, I'm adding some right now even. One thing that really annoys me is when like the camera bobs up and down. Ugh. So there we go. There's the little river, and now we're moving to the inside of the house. Again, building on diagonal is not the most enjoyable thing, but I'm gonna stop rambling rather because my voice is kind of shot. I did just finish recording a few other things as well, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this speed build. I'm super freaking proud of it. I can't wait to see which one we do next. I'll probably be spinning that very soon and getting started on it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build. It is up on the gallery as of right now of this posting, so if you want to download it, feel free to. It'll be up on my gallery name. You can find that in the description down below. I also posted in a comment for you guys, so you can find it a little bit easier. But yeah, hope you have a magical day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!